Good morning. All right. There's Sue and there's Kristen. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kirsten.
What's that about?
I don't know. It's the most common mispronunciation of her name. Wow. Happy Sunday. Fun day is underway. Wow. To get started, we're going to come all the way to the front of our mats. The sons are all the way up there, bringing our feet about hip width apart, starting to energize our bodies. We warm up. I'll ask you to always be careful and conscious of what's going on with you today. And that said, let's just open up the fingers widely, turn the palms in to face the body and draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Let's make that chest nice and proud and draw back your shoulders, keeping those elbows straight as possible. Begin to sweep the pinky fingers backwards and feel a nice opening across the chest. As we begin to open the body, I ask you to be aware of compression, like in the neck or hips or wherever, and avoid that. Just give yourself conscious release of those areas. Let's take the chin, draw it in. As you inhale, sweep the hands forward and up to give a nice salute to the sun. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Let them release from their lower position and gain as much altitude as possible. Let's begin to pull a belly button of ours in as we extend through the spinal column. Keep that engagement real. On the next exhale, let the arms just float down. Palms turn into face. Shoulders rise up. Fingers are spread widely as we draw back. Now we're going to open the palms and sweep and salute. Shoulders draw skyward as you inhale. Engage that belly, pull it in deeply, and as you exhale, let the arms float back down. Palms once again, rotating inwardly. Draw the shoulders up, open the palms, this time sweeping back. Take a big inhale as you exhale, keeping the legs as straight as comfortably possible. Begin to fold down, rise back up, sweep up and salute the sun. As you exhale, palms rotate downward, inward. Shoulders raise, palms once again open. Inhale, sweep. Hips pull back as we fold down. Arms extend and come into an inverted position. Now let the fingertips find their spot. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you exhale, let the spinal column flex. Inhale and extend. Exhale, flex. As you inhale, extend. Hold that extension. Grip that booty backwards. Take the left foot, slide it along the floor and lift it into the air. And then return it back to its starting point. Opposite side. Excuse me. My throat figures out what's going on here. Alternating a couple more times. On the next, left leg lift. Bend the knee. Try to kick your butt with the heel. And then return that foot back down. Do the same thing right side. And walk this out for a couple more repetitions. As we find calmness in the feet. Draw back the hips. Imagine a string on the back of your knee, pulling it backwards, both sides, of course. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back extension, crowd out the chest, and draw that neck nice and long. As you release your next breath, let the upper body just fold down in Pilates style. Tuck the pelvic girdle, stack the vertebrae, sweep the arms to the sun. As we salute. Shoulders draw upwards, big inhale as you exhale. Palms turn, face the body once again. Now draw the shoulders up. As we open the palms, just simply to face forward this time. Thumbs, fingers spread widely. As you inhale, raise those arms shoulder height. As you exhale, half forward pull. As we maintain this half full position, straighten the legs by those imaginary strings on the back of the knees, and then lift the back of the hand a little higher to the sky. As you inhale, extend the neck. Keep the neck extending as you allow the palms to grip downward and touch. Almost like it's a big, wide clap or a bird flapping its wings.
slowly raising and slowly lowering. As we raise the arms, keep them raising to the sky as we unfold the body, flip the palms to salute the sun. And as you exhale, fold it down, step it back to plank. That's why we started with different mats. All right, and our extended plank. I'd like you to have, if possible, if you're warm enough, to have the hands forward of the shoulders. We're going to allow the feet about hip width apart. As we're up on the toes, we're going to pull gently backward the hips to down dog. And we're going to float back to that extended plank. I call it extended because we're not really hands under shoulders. Hands are slightly extended forward. Draw back, down dog, float back, extended plank. Now, let's push with the toes to bring the shoulders over the wrists. Drive the heels backwards, pull up and back to down dog. So a slight modification in the next couple repetitions. Driving heels, pulling hips high until we float it back to plank. And then let the knees descend down onto the earth. Knees should be back at the hips. I'm going to take the tops of the feet and let them find a spot on your mat. And then drift your hips backwards towards the heels. Come into a childlike pose. And then float it forward. So we have hands forward of shoulders to allow the hips to descend. So if you need to walk them out a little more, please do so. As we hold on this, I'd like you to double up your chin and pull that head high to the sky. Let's take the gluteals and just begin to activate them. Kind of like you're clenching those muscles. Row along the spinal column, but engage that six pack and pull it hard into that belly. And then keep the six pack active as you drift back. Tuck the toes and bring your booty to the heels. Take the right hand, open it to the sky. Return it. Switch it for the left. And return and alternate for a couple more repetitions. All right, let's float back up into our extended quadruped position. And it's the same when we were doing plank. We're going to keep the toes tucked. We're going to take the right hand, reach it forward, and then step it back. And then alternate from side to side. Try as best you can to maintain a nice rotation-free stepping. So the hips are not dipping, they're nice and boxed to the floor beneath it. All right, let's hold it back, draw back the hips, child pose. Now, flex the spinal column, float that upper body forward, and then allow that chest of yours or the torso to drop in between the arms. Let the head drop to the earth. Double that chin. Flex the spine. Tuck that pelvic girdle, the pubis pulling into the belly button as you drift backwards. Extend the spinal column, float it forwards. Let it drop in between the arms. Push the hips to the ground. Keep the toes tucked as we now pull everything back and up to down dog. And reverse plank walk. Finding an inverted position. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Pilates style. Come all the way up and salute the morning sun. Hello, ladies, as we relax the arms, let them palms turn in, and then we're going to hold on this spot for a little bit. We're going to sweep now the right hand to the sky, allow that right hip to push out, working on our lateral aspects of the body as we alternate from side to side. Try to get as much rotation through the arm. Keep it reaching. Try to minimize any type of bend in the elbow right now.
Hips are pushing out as the arms reach across the midline as far as you can. Let's everyone meet in the left side position. Let that left arm drift down towards the left ear. Palm is facing the earth. And then take that left hip and sweep it backwards. And then return it back forward. And then come back to stand, switching up the side. Right arm towards the right ear, right side hip pushing out, right side hip sweeping backwards, and returning back to its position as we right the body. Right arm returns down, shake it out. Great job. I think we're pretty warm now. I don't know. You ready to go? All right, let's bring hands over heart. Find that right foot position. Left knee lifts to the sky, about hip height. Now, just like a piston, up and down, I like you to tuck the toe and raise the knee. But when we raise, we're going above the start position, high up as you can, down and up. A couple of times. More, that is. Now, return that left foot, right side. Foot extends out, knee raises, get the balance, and then up and down we go. And as it return the right foot, we have a 2-foot stance that we're going to widen out a little wider than hip width apart. As fingers interlock, we're going to, excuse me, engage our 6-pack, make it big, make it active. Extend the arms out, draw the hips back as we kind of become more prone in our position, proud of the chest, pull those shoulders back, take that neck, make it long and double up that chin. As we keep that spinal integrity, slowly rotate the shoulder carriage. So arms can rotate, not right now. We want the whole shoulder carriage. And then once we've kind of extended that out, then take the arms and go a little farther and then bring the squareness back to the shoulders, come back center, switch it to the opposite side. Shoulders first, arms second, and then come back center. And do that a couple of times. More. Try to avoid the translation through the hips. This is a spinal rotation exercise as we work on that aspect of our musculature. Keep the hips calm. As everyone meet back, hands center, release the grip, bring hands over heart, stand tall, stand proud. Chest nice and proud, push the hands to the sky. Separate the arm width or shoulder width apart. Cup the fingers. Now, hips pull back, arms reach out. Come down to tabletop. Try to keep the elevation of the arms nice and high. Raise that upper body. So it's almost like the arms are an extension of the body itself, maintaining the same plane as best you can as we fall down. And as we rotate it upwards, keep the arms reaching. Oh, holding out. Now, sweep the arms back. Fingertips are still cupped. We're going to bring the tips together behind the back and sprout out the chest. Raise back up the upper body. There might be a little bend in the elbows, that's fine. If you can work to a straighter arm, that's fine too. Whatever you've got. I have a little bend. There's honesty here. Fold down. Push the fingertips together as you lower and raise the upper body. And play around a little bit. Explore the range that you can get down. Holding down. Releasing the tips of the fingers. Bringing them back together so we have a half forward fold. We're going to float those tips as we push them. Now, as we raise the body, I'd like you to keep the cup, but rotate the hands externally. So rise up, open up, and sweep up. Tips connect. Tips release as we fold down. Keep the tips rotating externally. And then allow the tips to come together. And then rising up, opening up the hands, sweeping them up. Arms are as straight as you can muster.
fold it down, bring them back together, and then keep the tips connected as you sweep the arms forward, rise up, keep the arms shoulder height. Beautiful. Someone's really good at listening to instructions today. All right, now, draw those shoulders backwards, draw that booty backwards. We were here before, and now here we go again. Different iteration, rotation. Arms come in second, come back, and keep the hips nice and square as we open as wide as we can, really getting into those lateral or side body muscles, keeping the tips pushing together, working our shoulders. Oh my goodness. Now, comet, hands over heart, hands shoot to the sky, load it down, invert it, inhale, extend it to a flat back, exhale, fold it, and do that for a couple reps. Let's walk out the plank. As the knees begin to rotate, descend to the earth, I'd like you to pull the hips backwards and extend the arms out. Now, this next movement pattern is all about spinal integrity. So we're going to float forward. Shoulders are slightly rear or back of our hands. And we're going to straighten out the legs as we come into plank. We're going to step into our bear. So the step in bear position. And then we're going to step back out to plank. Pull the hips up and back to down dog. Float it back to plank. Step it into bear. Knees can be down, that's an option, but try to keep your knees up if that's available for you today. Up and back to down dog. Float it forward. Spinal column. Remember, neck and spine long for this whole range of movement. Oh, try not to let that head fall off the body. Double the chin if that helps you to trigger how that should work. Up and back to down dog. Reverse walk the plank. Let's call that exercise done. Inhale, extend into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Unfold, salute. Good morning, sun. Good morning, ladies. Let the hands descend over heart. Take the right foot, step it forward. Just a little step. That's all we need. We're going to post onto that leg and take the back or left leg and lift it into the air. So we're in a floating position on that one leg. Now, slowly lift the heel of that left leg. You're going to move forward because I'm impacting on that couch. As we fold forward, try not to round in. Try to be long. As we come in, oops, to this balance pose. Sean is not very balanced today. We can add modifications to this. Hands on thighs, or as Kirsten's taking an advanced pose, extending the arms out straight. Try to keep the body long. Come back up to stand. Good job. Whew. A little off of my balance today. Now, same thing, opposite side. Step the right foot back slightly onto the toes. Right heel drives the force. Leg is straight. We're coming downward. Hands on thighs. We're floating. That leg lifting. Arms extending if that's available. And slowly come back to stand.
We didn't hold that one nearly as long.
I know what the talking enough. You're going to do the opposite side. Same thing, stepping back, floating it, practicing to make perfect, adding if we want to. Arms can extend, rising back up, and switching side. Aspects of the movement, long leg that's floating. Try to get a little more of an angle through, like fold deeper, slowly rise up, switch up, almost like we're walking this position, side to side. Slowly rising back up. And this is our final one. Enjoy the journey. And rise back up and post the feet a little wider than hip width apart. Keep hands over hearts. Hold all the way down. Let the fingertips now descend to the earth. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back in extension. Move your feet to allow us to do a single leg pose. When you find that spot, take the left leg, sweep it back. Lift it high into the air. Draw back your hips to give the heel of that right foot as much weight as it can bear. Straighten that right knee by imagining the string pulling the back of the knee. Square the hips. And then rotate that left hip in towards the right leg. Keep that left leg long. Open that left hip as high to the sky as you can. And then square it. Rotate it internally. Rotate it externally. And one more time. In. And then out. And return that left foot. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Proud out the chest. Fold the upper body. Inhale, extend to a flat chest. Right foot slides, right foot lifts. Straighten that right leg, straighten that left leg. Rotate the right hip in and rotate it out. Try to get as much opening and much closing as your body will allow. In and out. And in and out. And one more time in. And one more time out. And as we square the hips, right foot returns, draw back the hips, straighten out those knees. Take the ball of each big toe, push it into the mat. Inhale, extend to a flat back, neck, back, long, 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 long. Proud chest. Hips draw back. Keeping that upper body long. Let the arms sweep out to the side. And come back to see everyone's smiling, happy faces. Reach high to the sky. As you inhale and as you exhale, fold it down. Let's take it on down to the mat. Let's meet our friend, Matt. Grab some water, towel. All right. Now we're going to come all the way down onto our backsides. Legs extend out. Heels. Oh, you got nice painted toes today. Wow. All right. So a little wider than hip width apart. Rolled up that pelvic girdle to get onto our sit bones. With our chest nice and proud, we're going to bring our hands out front, framed by the legs, and allow the fingers to do the walking. We're not going deep right now. We're going to try to remain more in this spine and neck long type of realm. So the toes, I'd like you to point them, proud the chest, and keep that upper body focused on lengthening and decompressing. Decompression is more muscle activation without feeling the stress in the joints. So as we proud out the chest and keep the neck long, we're going to kind of hang on this spot for a moment or two with the toes remaining their point. And then we're going to walk the hands while we maintain that nice long spine and neck. Double up the chin, walk a little further, and then see if you can get it a little more and take it to wherever your body will allow without spinal flexion just yet. All right, holding on this, crowding out the chest, rowing the spine and neck. Take a big breath in And now let's get into it. Let the spine flex and stretch out everything. While you maintain this inverted position, step in the right and left foot. Oh. So we have a cocoon of sorts type position. Your front of the feet may not post directly onto the floor, that's fine. I like you to squeeze or hug your body with your legs as we keep the spine flexed. Let the head just dangle. You can kind of move it side to side. Now, inhale, extend to a flat back. Walk it in, step the feet in so we have a nice touch of the foot. You're going to wrap your ankles with your feet. We're going to basically use our arms now to push out against the legs. And as we grow the spine and the neck, we're exerting external force against the legs with the arms. Try to keep the ball of the big toe, each foot, connected to the mat. As we hug the arms, we push out with the arms and we proud the chest, keeping it spine and neck growing longer. Hollow out the belly, grow a little taller. And as you release the next breath, Pilates style. Keep the feet, take the upper body down. Oh. All right, now I have to step mine in a little more on my feet, that is, so I can get my feet comfortable on the floor. Pardon me?
Good to know.
Yeah. Well, just in case you're not there, you can get there too. Now, pelvic rocking. Let's just rock it forward. Feel the low back skin lift, hopefully, and then rock it backwards and feel that low back connection. So your lumbar spine. Extension, flexion. So when we rock it forward, we're really flexing that lumbar spine. When we're rocking back those hips, the spine is extending. And that's a good thing, because if we avoid that compressive action in that lower area, that lower spine, it generally helps provide better flow of information from the brain down to the legs. So we're going to just hold on this lengthened or extended pelvic girdle, and we're going to play around a little bit with our abdominals. So belly button, I'd like you to pull it in towards the spinal column, and chest, I'd like you to proud it out. So as we work on some posterior aspects of the body, let's also bring in, of our torso that is, let's also bring in the neck. So take your chin and pull it in towards that neck of yours. So now the next aspect of this is because we've activated specific muscles, we want to bring some calmness to this muscle chain. So I'd like you to just relax and see if all of that posterior movement and placement can still be realized as we allow the muscles to relax. And hopefully you're finding that sometimes it takes a little bit of work. If you found it or you're still working on it, we're going to go on progress a little bit. So if we maintain that tucked chin, we're slowly going to rotate the head towards the right. And see if you can move it just slightly more. Now, the more is generally what triggers compressive type behavior, because we're asking to go beyond comfort. So if your body's unsure, have a little conversation with it. Just say it's okay. Without maintaining or activating any tension, see if you can make a little more rotation. And then slowly push the back of the head gently into the mat and bring your nose to face the sky. And then transition to the opposite side. Chin is tucking all the way. So important for this. When you hit that spot where it feels comfortable, let's take it a little bit beyond. Let's activate a little more pull. Without losing that double chin, and come back up to center. And let that relax. Now pull the knees up and into the chest, grab a hold of the kneecaps. And we'll just gently rock forward to back. Little self-love there. We're going to post both the feet flat to the floor. And once you've established that, extend the right leg all the way down. Take your hands above your chest. And let's bend 90 degrees in both elbows. Let's take the left knee and pull it in towards the left elbow. And then slowly return that left leg to the floor. And repeat. And now we're going to add both arms in. So as we maintain that 90 degrees, as the foot returns to the floor, we extend those arms of ours backwards. So almost like the tops of the fingers touch the floor. And then we pull in elbow and knee together, left side only. And once you've done, 4 or 5 reps, switch up sides. Get the bottom leg. Right, now. Take the arms directly up to the sky, both knees pull in, get that low back touch. Now, these dead bugs we're about to undertake, I'd like you to have a focus on what's happening in the lumbar spine, your lumbar spine. So, as we extend the leg, let's start with the left leg extending out. As you extend the leg out, if that low back skin kind of pulls off, I'd like you to reset that. The reset is simple. As you come back in, you get that low back skin touch, then you maintain it as best you can as the left leg extends out. So right now we're just doing legs. Arms are reaching. So left leg, right leg, walking side to side. We're going to make this more of a transverse upper body work in just a second. We're just making sure we can maintain the spinal integrity, lumbar spinal integrity. So we step and walk, so we get that touch maintained as best you can. And then let's add in arms. So bilateral differences, left leg, right arm, and then opposite side, opposite pair. So that first exercise we did was just a coordination warm up, if you would. And now we're really working these lateral chains, transverse stabilization, lumbar stabilization. As we maintain these walks, it's building the endurance, these muscles, so important for maintaining that healthy lower back. And also allowing the hip flexors and all of the muscles involved with this movement to kind of involve a little bit of coordination and strength and endurance. Keep it walking, almost done walking. It should feel a little more taxing. The big thing that you're looking for is that low back skin touch. I can't impress on maintaining that as best you can, breaking if you need to, but maintaining the movement for a couple more, left side and right side, and then we're going to move on. Both legs down, arms extend out, point your toes, and draw along from the fingers and toes, the whole body. You can rock your head from side to side, and then bring the hands up over chest. Flex the feet, pull in the belly, Drop the chin into the chest and Pilates style, take it up. Oh yeah, we just worked those muscles, so they should be a little fatigued. Dive it down and enjoy a nice low back release. Inhale, extend to a flat back. As we come into a seated position, cheers to some water. It's a really good ab workout. I don't know if you felt it or not, but. And hip flexors too. All right. Let's come into a nice 90-degree position on that front leg as we scooch over to the left side mat and use the corner of the mat basically to set up the leg. We're going to take the right leg and sweep it backwards. All right, now let's drop down onto that left forearm, trying to maintain. So if your belly is like sagging down, I'd like you to kind of lift up and square up the hips. So we're not open or closed, kind of more just like single plane, both sockets. Take the left hand, reach it up to the sky, and make sure you're not dropping into that left shoulder. In fact, let's take the palm of the left hand, open to the sky with fingers spread widely, both hands, take the right arm, thumb, pulling towards the earth. Nice and long, side body stretch. Try to lift that right hip to the sky as you reach that right arm long and let it draw down towards that right ear. Feel a nice opening. Now push the right hip forward. Pull the right arm backwards, keep that right arm nice and strong, and then lower down, and let's walk it over to the opposite side. All right. Same setup, opposite side. Get to see my better side now. Thought that was pretty fun. Left arm goes all the way up. Lift that left hip, square those hip sockets. Keep it reaching long as that left thumb sweeps towards the earth. Right palm is open to the sky. Right shoulder is not sagged, it's actually pushing. Take that left hip and rotate it inwardly. Take the right arm, reach it back. Oh boy. And then relax that, and let's walk this out. I find the walking is really so good for all of these small little muscles through the hips. They get all bunched up, tensioned up, and just simply movement like this is really important for a number of things, including balance. As we age, these lateral or the side body muscles tend to get the least amount of work, and they're just so important for our balance and stabilization of movements. It's hard to imagine because we move forward and backwards. We don't really move side to side, but the side body muscles are important for the stabilization of the forward and backward movements. Who knew that? I did, and now you do. It's nice to share, isn't it? All right. You might notice that as you do a few of these, they begin to open up and the muscle, the movement actually doesn't seem to hurt as much. And I say as much because it still might hurt a little bit, but you can tell like this is a very beneficial exercise to do. You know, when Sean and Kirsten aren't around and you feel bored and want something to do. Well, let's set the floor, go 90 and 90. All right. Enough of that fun. Let's come to seated position, staff pose. Once again, back to that old dad joke, staff meeting. Here we go. Cheers to that. Little water. All right, where are you going? Done with the staff meeting? All right, so let's bring the feet a little wider than hip width apart. Going to frame the hands by simply bringing them in front of the legs. And we're going to be proud and walk forward. And instantly we're going to go into flexion. And then take the hands and rotate them so the thumbs touch the earth. And you can grab the heels as you pull the arms, lengthen the neck and spine, and proud up the chest as we try to open through the hips. Feel that nice pull along the lats. Pull and proud. So pull the arms, proud the chest, grow the spine, grow the neck. Hold on this. Try to pull a little more. Try to proud a little more. Take a big breath in. Now take the back of the knees, push them into the mat, flex the feet, pull, proud, lengthen, spinal and neck. And then relax that. Hands come over hearts, Pilates style. Slowly lower it down. Take the arms all the way back, fingers and pull, so toes pull opposite direction. As we pull the arms back up, bring the knees up and into the chest and forward up to meet the knees. Let's rock and roll to seated position and then sweep the legs all the way backwards, coming up onto all fours. We're going to bring our forearms with palms on the floor facing down. The elbows slightly forward of the shoulders. As we begin to walk the legs backwards, we're going to basically post our 8-point plank position. So now take the hips, let them drop down so the pubis bone sits on the mat. And now we're in like a baby cobra-like position. Before we start into this, I'd like you to proud the chest out and grow the spinal column long, and then hollow out the belly. Keep the belly hollowing out as we lift the hips to the sky. And keep the belly hollowing out as we return back to the mat. Pubis bone. Spine and neck long, belly hollows, and up into 8-point plank. Hold on this now. Let's flex the upper back. So push out of the shoulders, draw the chin in towards the neck, and take the pubis and rotate it inwardly and up into the belly button. Give me a big squeeze in those six-pack muscles. And as you inhale, extend everything and lower back to start. You should feel a big impact. You can kind of hear it in my voice when we get that crunch-like position in our 8-point plank. So once again, belly hollows, hips raise, chin tucks in, spine flexes, pubis rotates inwardly, big six-pack, pull, squeeze like you're going to get a cannon shot off in your belly. Squeeze it and extend and lower back down. Hopefully you're getting a nice connection to this. Now, one more time. Third time's the charm. Hollow, elevate, tuck it, rotate it, squeeze it, hold it, breathe as you hold. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Give me more. Big cannonball coming. Give it to me. And extend, lower, post the hands underneath the shoulders, push up onto your knees. Draw back to child's pose. Float forward with spine flexing. Lower down, all the way down to the mat. Push it back up. Float it back with flexed spine. Hips descend towards heels. Float it back. Hips down first, upper body second. Push it back up. Float it back. And let's walk the hands back as you widen out the stance of the knees. Take the tops of your feet onto the floor and then post back, kind of like a modified frog-like position. So we have a nice length going on in those anterior tibialis, the shin muscle. Chest is proud, neck is long. You can upright a little bit if you want to deepen the stretch. And be just cognizant of what's going on in the knees. If it feels awkward, then don't go there. Just enjoy this for a couple of seconds. One of the things that allow your feet to not just heel strike when you walk is not only the extension of the foot, it's the plane of the bottom of the foot. And when we sit for long periods of time, that muscle you're stretching right now gets short, so your foot can't drop. to meet the earth as effectively, which puts all of the emphasis in the heel. So this kind of balances that load a little bit, allowing these muscles to be more effective. All right, I'm out of time. Got all the time in the world, baby. Now let's come out of this. We finished up with that nice stretch. Let's just do a couple cats and cows. You can add your own little twist, floating forward and back. And when we're ready, which is now, step your feet so you can land in an inverted position as you inhale, Pilates style, bring it all the way up.
One final salute. To start our glorious day, relax the arms, bring hands over heart. And let me thank you for joining us today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, Sue, how are you?